Hi, this is Mark from Wiki Design. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can make this candle toggle animation right here just using CSS and HTML. This is a follow-up from my live stream on how I created a complex membership website. So if you haven't checked out that live stream, I'm going to leave a link in the description below and also a card up here to check out. And before I get started in this tutorial, I want to give full credit to this author right here on CodePen. This is exactly where I found the CSS candle flame animation. And what I wanted to do on this client website was be able to toggle on and off this little animation right here. So I took their code and just kind of changed it up. So now let's jump into the website and show you how I got all that set up. And here we are inside of a blank template inside of Elementor. The good thing is that this is just using HTML, CSS, and some JavaScript. So you're not limited to using Elementor. You can just use any page builder or just straight code. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to leave a link in the description below to get all of the code that you need to pull this off. So the very first thing is let's go ahead and add some CSS. So you can add this a million different ways to your website, but in Elementor, let's just drop in the CSS right here. And this CSS is basically a direct copy of what this author had right here. The main thing I had to change was the HTML, some classes, and then the JavaScript is completely unique. So just drop in the CSS. And now inside of Elementor, you can see I have an HTML widget. You can just drop this in right here. So this is going to be the HTML. So these are all the different divs that make up the candle. And then right underneath here is your unique button. So as you can see, this button has an ID of toggle-btn, and you have to display it as a display block, and I don't have any margins or anything like that. So you can customize this button however you want. And then right below that, I'm going to add the JavaScript. So this is where all the magic's going to happen, of course. So without the JavaScript, there will be like no functionality. So once you add that in here, what I recommend, just update the page and then view it on the front end, make sure everything works first. So if we go here, if I hit light a candle, you can see it's doing two different things. It's automatically displaying this, and then you can see right down here, it changes the text of the button. So if you want to change the button text, you can do that all within the JavaScript as well. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of quickly go through your JavaScript code right here and what you may need to change out. So a couple things inside this code that you may need to change up if you don't have the same IDs. The most important one right here is this one right here where it says get element by ID. This is the ID of the button, so toggle-btn. So if your button name doesn't have that, it's not going to work correctly. And then you see right here where it says .container. This is really important right up here. This HTML code, you can see I added this extra CSS class called container. So that's what is able to basically turn on and off different divs inside this like little animation. So you can see that's what this code is doing down here. So if you jump down here, you can see where that container comes into play. It's basically when you click this button, it's going to either display none or display block, and it kind of toggles in between the two. And then right down here, this is the button animation. So when you click it, it says blowout candle, and then this says light candle. So if you need this to have something else, just type that in right here. So if you want to have something else instead of like light candle and blowout, you're just going to change the text right here. And then this little last JavaScript is just adding an event listener to this button. And that's it. You may want to go ahead and on your website, I recommend opening up like the console and refresh, and then just make sure that you don't see any like JavaScript errors or anything like that when you click this. And that's it for this tutorial on how to create this candle toggle animation just using CSS, HTML, and some JavaScript. Again, this is Mark from Wiki Design.